So hello everyone and welcome to another episode of the DPs and Games, and in this video I'll be going through Sony's Q3 fiscal report. I'm going to give in my thoughts and opinions, and as well as correcting myself. I made some bold predictions in my previous video and I need to address some of those things as well. So sit back and relax and enjoy this video. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and of course if you have any comments or any questions or anything you want to discuss, you can reach out to me. Thank you very much. So looking at the numbers, we're going to dive into it straight away, and we can see that from their Q3 reports, we had a great quarter overall, and I think this is first correction I need to make. One of the prediction I made last video was that their forecast will probably not be met in terms of hardware sales, and let's just say they will probably meet their hardware forecast this fiscal year. I said they'll revise their forecast downward. They actually revised their sales and revenue forecast upward, which I won't say I'm surprised by considering their performance, but yes, they had a great quarter, far greater than expected. Not that I expected them to have a bad quarter, I just felt 80 million hardware sales was quite ambitious, so there's a high chance that they will miss their target and they'll have to revise their target due to that. Overall, they did quite well. Great improvement in their sales and revenue, massive sales in terms of 60%, 16% growth year on year, 13% growth when it comes to their operating income year on year, 31% when it comes to their adjusted operating income before depreciation on assets. They increased their forecast in terms of sales by 3%, operating income by 7%, so you're expecting some good numbers. They're probably going to meet their hardware numbers because they shipped 9.5 million hardware, another 60% year on year, and they also had good software, and those two things were major drivers of their increased sales and increased operating income as well. So PS4 Pro seemed to have launched well enough, and even the CEO mentioned that they were surprised by how well they performed this quarter. So I think it was surprising to many people, even to Sony themselves, how well they did this quarter. So I think it's understandable. A lot of people did not expect them to do so well. As for what's the explanation for the increase in hardware sales, I think we'll be looking at emerging markets like China, other parts of Asia, and maybe in the US, because they did well in the US as well. I'll say maybe they have parents buying PlayStation 5 alongside Astrobots for their younger audience, and maybe those upgrading to the PS5 Pro as well. And they also ran towards the end of that quarter, I think towards the beginning of that quarter, there was the 30th anniversary celebration they were doing, and they had several hardware they were selling that period as well. 30th anniversary PlayStation hardware, so I think that also helped drive numbers as well. So essentially the platform business really did well in terms of hardware sales, and they had good software like Helldivers and Astrobot to back it up, but more on those later. Overall, it was a good period in terms of what they've done. Good numbers of console shipments. So with that, they've shipped 75 million PlayStation 5 consoles, which is a good number. They probably meet 100 million by next year, 2026, late 2026. They'll probably meet 100 million, so they're doing fine. I strongly believe with GTA 6 and a couple of other releases this year, next year, they'll probably surpass the PS4 in terms of sales. I think overall the PlayStation 5 will probably sell better than the PlayStation 4 overall in terms of console sales, especially if they are successful in branching out to China and other countries as expected. Also, before I round up, I just want to say their margins are still quite low. They have a 7% profit margin. I still think they need to, or when I say operating margin, I still think they need to work on that. Still quite low for a big company like them. I don't know how they'll do that, but I think they need to ensure that their margins remain higher. But overall, they had some relatively good metrics, like playtime metric was up by 2%. Not major, but considering the fact that 2% can make a huge difference in the number of hours, I think they've seen some growth, and they should be proud of that. Overall engagement is up, not just hour played. In terms of monthly active users, they have an increase in that as well, and they've seen a significant growth in, at least not significant but good enough growth in the monthly active users. And they've also seen a significant growth in monthly active users compared to the same time frame when looking at the PS4. So if you go to the PS4, 4 years, 5 after the PS4 has come out, and you compare to the 4-5 years that the PS5 is out, then you see there's a, would I say, large increase in the monthly active users compared to that period of time. I think that's a fantastic result. Overall, console sales are still not, looking the total market are still not up, because the Xbox has really floundered in the total market. But I think PlayStation is doing well, and I think PlayStation and Nintendo will be available to take up the share that they lost from that Xbox will probably lose from their market. And I think I will probably lose more market share when it comes to hardware. And maybe that also explains where the new players are coming from. New players are switching from Xbox to PlayStation, but it's a possibility as well. So I said it before that they had quite a number of new users coming in, and I suspect that these new users coming from emerging markets like China and the rest of Asia, probably some coming from parents that are getting Astrobot and the PS5 for their kids, and of course regular young buyers, also probably coming from Xbox users that are switching over to PlayStation as well. So there's a possibility that they have a large variety of customers coming from various places. But overall, this is a good start. Shows that they seem to be getting new audiences and they're not selling to the same people who have PlayStation 4s. But speaking of PlayStation 4s, as I said earlier, they've had a significant increase in monthly active users compared to the same period of time. And the important thing is that they are almost at parity in terms of sales, but they've done significantly well, which is kind of true, because I said it true, but in a way kind of it has to be a caveat around it. PS3 and the PS4 combination here, PS3 probably did not have a significant number of people on PS Plus, and online was popular then, but not as big as it was on PS4. So give or take, things may look kind of skewed, but overall, they had the Vita and other things there as well to help with the active users and whatnot. But I think we should always remember that PS4 was more successful, and there are more PS4s now that are still connected, and yeah, so that will help prop up the number. So yeah, but there's still a great number, great monthly active users number, and I think they're doing really well, especially since they're on track in terms of sales. Yeah, platform business has done really well, from network services, PlayStation Plus, bringing in good revenue, digital content, people buying games on PS Store, and of course hardware. As I said, they did a lot of hardware promotions last year. They also had a Black Friday promotion hardware for digital PlayStation 5. I think it was $350. Yes, so they tried to get as much sales as possible, compared to Xbox, who essentially didn't do anything Q3, no sales during the holiday season compared to PlayStation. No sales at all. Yeah, which was really surprising. They essentially gave up the holiday season to Sony. No discounts, no major discounts in hardware. Sony was doing major discounts on PlayStation 5 hardware, and yeah, really sad. But Sony has seen rapid increase in their network and service revenue. This is mostly due to an increase in the average revenue per user, because users are moving to the higher tier of subscription for those moving from PlayStation Essential to PlayStation Extra or PlayStation Premium, essentially. So, of course, they have some new subscribers as well, but mostly due to increase in average revenue per user. So more users are spending more, getting higher tier subscriptions, the more expensive subscription. So I think that is a good sign for them as well. Astrobot and Helldivers have also been a great performer for them. Game of the Year winner for Astrobot, and of course lots of awards at the Game Awards as well. Helldivers 2 has also done well. A lot of awards, 2 awards at the Game Awards, and of course several awards as well. And I think these 2 games really benefited from that. A lot of boost in sales during that period, and generally Game Awards tend to boost game sales during that period, especially when they win the Game of the Year. So Astrobot, I really enjoy that boost. But Helldivers has also seen a strong resurgence. They released the expansion in December 2024. So the expansion is Omens of Tyranny on December 13, 2024, and they've more than doubled their daily active users, which is a significant feat, and I think they should be heavily proud of themselves. They've done really well, and it's honestly ridiculous to see how well this game is doing. And I don't think Arrowhead Studios, the developers of this game, expected it to do so well, but since the expansion, they've seen some resurgence in players, and I have some anecdotes of players I know that dropped off and have come back due to this expansion. So yeah, incredible stuff. But other first party games are still slated to come out for this year. We know Death Stranding is still there, and we know Ghost of Yoti is still there. And I'm going to segue from here, to talk about the state of play. State of play was also very interesting, but just some key brief things I'll touch upon. But first of all, I made a prediction that we'll see some first party games there. I was honestly disappointed and surprised we didn't get to see Ghost of Yoti and Death Stranding 2 as well. I expected these 2 games to show, but I know we'll take that L. They didn't show. Of course, I also predicted I will see some first party. We only end up seeing one. That's from Housemarque, Saros. That was not the studio I expected. I was expecting maybe Santa Monica or other guys. I think I also made a prediction that we'll see some Xbox games. Well, that didn't turn up as well, disappointingly. But it's one of those things which surprises me, because as I said, I was expecting Xbox because they have games to announce. So they have no release date for Forza Horizon 5 yet. I know Age of Mythology is coming. We know Age of Empire Definitive Edition is coming as well. Age of Empire 2 Definitive Edition is coming, but no word on those games yet. So I just thought that they will have a showcase, with this state of play. They'll have a section where they will show those games and highlight them coming to PS5. But I guess maybe Xbox is not willing to go that far yet. But the state of play was, enjoyable watch. Had a couple of games like Borderlands 4, Sonic, Team Racing, Cross Worlds, and several other games. But I'm just going to highlight a couple that piqued my interest. Housemarque Saros was good, but I'm not a roguelike person, so not too interesting for me. Lost Souls is a game that I've been seeing demos for years now. Seems to have had a long development time. Looking forward to what they will achieve with this game. I think this is one of the China Hero Project stuff that Sony has been running for years. Hopefully successful. Hope they can use this to break into China and get some more customers in that realm. I'm hoping for success for the studio. It started as a one-man project, and hopefully it's turns out very well. They have several other games in a China Hero Project. I'll probably do a video on that later, and go through the games and why I think they're doing this for China. Another game I'm highly interested in is Onimusha Way of the Sword. Love the trailer, love the animation of the voice of the main character, love the Japanese voice acting as there as well. The animation, the combat, everything looks so slick and beautiful. I love the fact that he could interact with some objects in the environment while in combat. I hope the interaction is that's iconic and useful. Miyamoto Musashi, who is who the main character is modeled after, was would I say someone that's very strategic when it comes to combat. So I hope they ensure you can use the environment well to your advantage when you're playing as him. So looking forward to Onimusha Way of the Sword. They also announced a remastered version of Onimusha 2 coming to consoles. Something you can try out. I'm skeptical about trying out PS2 games some days. Also, they announced some games to PS Plus game catalog. I think it's something that people should try out if you're interested. I'm looking to try out Top Spin and maybe Jedi Survivor. I'm currently on the Essential platform, but I'll probably upgrade soon to Premium. There's a sale going on Premium, so just in case you want to get to Premium, there's a sale going on now. You can upgrade to Premium or just newly subscribe to Premium. I think for new subscribers, there's a sale on all tiers, so you can as well sub as well. But check that out. Check that out. So I'll probably be upgrading to Premium really soon to take advantage of other games. But the main one I want to round up on and finish up this long video on is the one I'm sure everybody has been seeing everywhere, Ties of Annihilation. Looks really good. The trailer was fantastic. I love the post-apocalyptic London style it's going for. I love the design of the main character. I love the design of the boss fight. I saw great boss fight, great boss character. I think this game may do well. I said may. The comeback looks interesting. The comeback looks fun. I just hope it doesn't feel too generic, because if it does feel generic, it's probably not going to do well. Because there's a lot of third-person action games coming up now. Wukong was one. Lost Souls another one, and several others are coming out where the winds meet, especially from Asia. So I just hope they find a way to. I hope they find a way to differentiate themselves. Ties of Annihilation look good. I'm looking forward to more gameplay. There was an 11-minute gameplay demo released recently. I loved watching it. I'm looking for more gameplay, see more areas, see more boss fights and whatnot, and I hope it does well. Gaming, I think gaming is going to be more and more interesting. A whole set of play. I think one thing I want to say is this whole set of play had third-party games. A lot of third-party games from a lot of smaller companies, some Asian companies here and there, and I think Sony has done well to create a platform, at least for consoles, that you can enjoy all these games. PC has always been that place where you can get everything. I think Sony is trying to ensure that they are that place you can get everything as well. And yeah, we hope that they are successful. I hope maybe someone comes and competes with them as well. Since Xbox is kind of floundering at the moment. But thank you very much for listening. Look forward to my next video, which is going to be about I'm going to be making a series on what games need in this 2025 to be successful. So I'm going to start with the game itself, the product. I think that's the first thing. I'm going to start a video with that. So look forward to that. Thank you very much.